We're solving question 500, keyboard row in LeetCode. So let's go ahead and learn and code together. In this question, we are given an array that is filled with strings called words. And within this array, we are tasked with finding if each word can be typed using only one row of the keyboard. And the first rows are as follows. The first row is QWERTYUIOP. Second is ASDFGHJKL. And then the third is ZXCVBNM. So let's go ahead and get into the code. First, we need to initialize our rows. So we'll say first equals, we can just copy and paste what they give us here. Second, and then our third row. All right. So now before we get into our loop, we need to initialize our answer value, which is going to be an empty array. And then from here, we can start our for loop. So we'll say for I in words, because this will give us the whole word as I. And then we need to say for j in the range of the length of I. Oops. So what we need to do now is we need to check if j is in first, second, or third. So we'll say if j lower, because some of these are uppercase, like the first letter of the word. So j lower in first, oops, sorry, needs to be ij. Then we can see, so actually let's go ahead and make all three of these conditions first, because this will be kind of a copy and paste pattern. All right, so now we need to create two variables. First is going to be called current, and this is going to be equal to an empty string. Let's make this one. All right, and then last is going to be also equal to an empty string. We'll see why we're using those in a second here. So now we need to say, hey, if the current index is in first, and we need to check is the current index, or is last empty? Because if it is, then we know that we can make our last variable equal to current. So we'll say if last is equal to this empty string, oops, we can go ahead and equal current to first. Actually, we'll go ahead and say this up here. We'll say current is now equal to first up here. And then we'll say last is equal to current here. And then else if last is not equal to current, then we know that the word cannot be created from one row. And we can just go ahead and break our loop, and this will reset the current and last value. And so this is going to be the exact same for the next rows. We'll change this to an elif, and then we'll change this to second. Same thing here. Oops. Okay. Awesome. And the last thing we need to check is if j plus 1 is equal to the length of I, Then we know we're at the end of the list and we need to append our word. So we'll say append I, which is our word. And then at the end, we can just simply return answer. And that's our answer. Let me go ahead and back out so you guys can see the whole thing. In one, oh my goodness. All right, there we go. There is our answer. So let's go ahead and run this, make sure it works. Does for those. Let's go ahead and submit it. Awesome, and we get a great runtime. So that is my answer for question 500 keyboard row within LeetCode. If you learned anything at all, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world, and it helps the channel out a ton. Other than that, go ahead and leave your solutions down in the comments below, and have a good one.